Hi, I'm Livvy Rose, Senior Psychotherapist, and today I want to talk about impatience, irritability, anger, crossness, and frustration, obviously, and how we deal with those feelings and some tips and techniques. Now, Boris Johnson said in the news this week that we need to find that reserve of patience inside ourselves during lockdown. Now, that is an incredibly big ask when we don't know really how to do that. We've had loads of different ways in our life to cope when we feel frustrated, like going for a swim, going to the gym, maybe even going out in your car, which I'm noticing more and more people are doing at the moment as a way to get rid of frustration and impatience. Actually, it doesn't work. It's a temporary fix. And so today we're going to look at different ways we can internally look carefully on how we can slow down the process, take some control on these emotions, and also some practical things that I'm going to show you a bit later on. Now, the first one I want to talk about is that moment we have. Now, this is a very slow process. We feel really impatient, something really makes us cross. Up comes the emotion, but you know, before we open our mouths and react, there's a pause button where you have a choice. And it's at this moment you can choose to either tell someone exactly what you think of them, or you can pause and decide whether it's a good idea or not. Yeah, I know it's a big ask, but actually that's what we're going to be doing. And in lockdown, what else are you going to do? Why not be experimenting with these ideas? The thing is, when we're in lockdown, we have to get on with our families and we have to get on with our friends, and we've got to find the best way to do it. We don't want world war at home. So this is a kind of, let's find some peace and ease on the home front, and also with your friends. You know, when you're on the phone with them and they're completely going on and on and on, and you feel your irritation rising, what are you going to do? What, tell them? That means you're not going to be in contact with them. So let's just slow this down one more time again. We're going to pause. You're going to think, what was it that made me want to say, give me a break or leave me alone? Just don't do it. Just think about it for a second. If you can leave the room, go to the loo, take a few minutes, go out for your walk, and just pause. Even if you feel seriously cross, just take a pause. And then there's two questions. The first is it domestic? Because right now, everything's magnified. We're all living in lockdown. Everything we do is noted by each other, which we probably wouldn't do in normal life. We probably wouldn't even notice that he left the breadboard out with a load of crumbs on it, or the toaster's filthy, or you left cups on the side. It wouldn't be noted. But in this time, we're much more aware. So is it really an issue to deal with? Do you really need to talk to them about it? Well, possibly. But maybe after you've calmed down, realize what the situation is, realize what's bothering you, you can calmly then have a chat later on and say, look, we need to sort out some domestic issues. The more complicated one is when it's personal, when they really irritate you about something they've said to you that makes you cross, or you've said to them and it makes them cross. How do you deal with that? Well, I think we need to consider at this point, if we actually are honest, do we want to tell the whole truth at this time in lockdown? Do we really want to have that deep and meaningful conversation at this time? Well, possibly not. And maybe when we're out of lockdown, it won't bother you so much. So it's worth, again, having a consider, do I really want to deal with it or not? And I think that's where we get a sense of feeling powerful, in control of our emotions, and not our emotions ruling us all the time. So have a moment, take that pause, take a breath, get out of the house, go for a walk, go to the loo, go in the garden, and ask, do I really need to let anybody know in the house or on the phone how irritated I am with them? Okay? So a lot of people have been contacting me over this period of time in lockdown, talking about feeling impatient, cross, angry, irritated, frustrated, all normal feelings. One person in particular, Jo from Darby, contacted me. She is a mum of 2 children under the age of 12. Her husband also is in lockdown, and she notices that she's becoming more irritated with the children. It's not surprising. Most of us are getting very ratty at this time, and it's important to take pauses through the day. And I think if you can just take 5 minutes, maybe 5 times, 6 times during a day, go out the room, go for a walk, have a breathe. I mean, us mums are used to being on call to our kids 24/7, and we don't take enough me time. So Joe, I think you need to take some me time right now. And also, I've got some real practical, physical tips that you can all have a go at, just to shift some of this frustration, anger, and irritability. One of the ways to do this is to grab a pillow. I know we've all got pillows. Now, you can make it look like you're plumping it up as you are actually putting out all your anger and irritation about people who just get on your nerves through the day. Just give it a good old punch and a squeeze and a bang. Don't hurt yourself. But actually, it feels quite good. Actually, it does feel quite good. I think I'm going to do a bit more of this today. You know, it's been one of those days. So one of the other ways, or other tips of getting some of this energy out, is to grab a cardboard box. I know, and we've got loads of them because we're getting a lot of home delivery. Well, I am anyway. And you know what's great? Did you hear that? Isn't that just amazing? And just ripping it up. And actually, you know, if your kids are driving you mad, they can join in as well. And if your partner can be a total irritant, you could think that's their head temporarily. Or, you know, if the animals are just being a pain in the neck, perfect. Actually, it's just a way of moving energy, a way of moving irritation, anger, frustration, and actually getting everything ready for the recycling. Well, one of the things I really like, and I'm lucky enough to have a garden, is to get out there with a shovel and a fork and just get digging. Ugh! That makes me feel a lot happier, a lot calmer, and a lot more at peace. And you know what? A bit of gardening is going to get done. If you're not in the garden, you can also go for a walk and really have a good stomp, use some of that energy. You could do the ferocious walk, or you could think about Monty Python's silly walk. That's going to get your energy moving, getting some of this irritation and impatience out. And also, you know, we actually have feelings for the people we live with. We like them normally, and it's important to remember what we do like about them and what we like about our friends online. And also, if they are irritating and they do make you ratty, I mean, how lucky we are to have people we can feel ratty with. If you've got any questions or any comments, just let me know. I look forward to hearing from you, and I will see you next Wednesday, same time, same place.